so much energy for me to get out of that car and walk into the courthouse. That's the reality of life. Sometimes you find yourself in these horrible situations that you wouldn't wish on anyone, but you do. And the least you can hope for in all of that is justice. Like, if I have to babysit our government for a while, no problem.
Welcome to Home or Drink with Charlene and Ellie. Our podcast is like a group chat between your best friends, girls' bathroom on a night out where you spill all the goss on relationships, dilemmas and life. Very good.
Good at it.
If you're a return listener, welcome back. And if you're a new listener, welcome. Home or Drink is out for you every Wednesday at 12 p.m. and we also have full video which comes out Thursday at 12 p.m. and we have bonus episodes come out
Can't get enough of
Monday
us,
at 12 p.m. Bonus episodes are kind of a bit more loose. We do like rants of the week, a bit more dilemma talk and just a bit extra us, I suppose. And like we said, you can watch us now fully on YouTube too. And anyone not watching today, we're just doing an OOTD.
An OOTD. I'm wearing a bright blue what's a Gansey? Gansey's a jumper. T-Lane. Pair of jeans. And I bought these new cool shoes that remind me of them DC skater shoes. I just like a chunky lace.
Love a chunky lace.
Bought them in Galway, like.
Gorgeous. And I have a little pink tracksuit on.
She's a pink girl.
And a little pink shoe.
Like them shoes.
I just wanted to be cozy today.
Yeah.
Just needed that. So on this week's episode, we are honoured to have Natasha O'Brien in for a conversation about her violent assault back in May 2022. She speaks about the after effects of the attack, the court case from a few weeks ago, and how the DPP has appealed her attacker's suspended sentence, which is amazing news. It's a really insightful episode and a really important one as well, and we really hope you enjoy. We are a tad bit tired today.
So tired.
Yeah.
Couldn't. Two of us had to get taxis in.
Yeah.
Couldn't drive.
The only way you wake up and you still feel foggy.
Oh.
And I felt like was having loads of dreams, so I feel like I didn't really sleep.
No, I couldn't sleep last night because I watched that whole DCC Cheerleaders.
Oh my God, I finished that too.
Well, I have to finish the rest of the last episode. We turned it off. It was like 1:10 and me and Quiv were lying there and I was like, okay, we need to turn it off now.
I was crying.
Oh my God, I want to be a cheerleader.
Yeah, same.
But I also I wouldn't have the stamina for it. How do they do it?
I would love if there was like some way you could feel what it's like to be able to kick that high.
Yeah.
Does it just feel normal? Like,
well, I tried to do that in Irish dance and ended up out my back and I still feel the embarrassment of that and I was about 8 years old.
Fell on your back?
Yeah. I thought I was being so cool. And
Are you trying to kick it as high as they do?
Yeah, well I used to have to do that in dancing now. We used to have to do all that and like be down in the splits and
I've never been able to do that.
All that. Did you hear them talk about like all their hip surgeries and all they have to get?
Yeah.
I
How much your body is made for it, like
how they have full-time jobs as well as that.
Yeah, I don't agree with the fact that they don't get paid well.
That's mental.
That fucking football team has so much money.
They're billionaires.
The players are on so much money and it just seems very sad to me that the girls aren't even enough. Even just like they deserve so much, but like they should at least be able to be covered so they don't have to work another job.
Yeah, that should be their full-time job.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
They work the weekends and for the games. They train every day. Like, they have to keep up their fitness and like apparently their bodies because they get picked apart.
Oh.
Did you ever see years ago that it was on, I've only watched it on TikTok, you know when you can watch loads of parts of everything. They had a show like that as well, but it was much more cutthroat. And they'd be saying to girls, like, they'd be pulling out their history, like, you look like you've had one too many burgers and all. And when I say they were literally a size 0. Like,
me and my body image could never.
Never.
Are you mad?
They said on the Netflix show.
They called someone curvy and she's about a size 4.
I know.
What?
I know. And they said something about a tut, like she has a thigh that goes into a butt.
Oh yeah, she's no arse or something they were saying. Is that what it was?
A tut. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Terrible.
And then the girl's going to have to listen back to that. And or sorry, watch back to it and like feel shit.
No.
And like all that, and they still don't get paid enough to even cover their work. Like,
yeah, I think it's mad.
Yeah.
My favourite one is Reese.
I love her.
And her fiance Will. Oh my God, my heart wasn't able for them.
Like I dedicate my life to her.
My heart's not able. She is stunning.
She's gorgeous. She's like a Disney princess.
Oh, she's absolutely beautiful. But Jesus, tough work.
The two of them are so cute.
Yeah.
Like, I'd love to have to dance like that.
Yeah, I'd love to have coordination.
How they also coordinate on the pitch.
Yeah.
Even they're like when they're running now.
I wonder if I could remember like a choreography. Yeah.
I'd say you would. They practice so much.
I wonder if it had a bit in me.
And they're doing it every week as well.
Oh, mad bitches.
And then they've 20 dances otherwise.
But did you see the part about like, so the DJ plays a song and they just have to know by the counts of the song what dance fits with it?
They look at the leader and see what they start
Yeah.
doing, and they should just know.
Yeah. So they learn all these dances and whatever the leader thinks goes with the beat of the song.
My memory
She'll
problems
start doing
would
it.
never. Maybe the first one I could manage, the thunder, whatever it's called. But not.
Panda. I love it.
So good. That's like the only show I've watched in a long time, fully through.
Yeah.
Watched it all in like 2 days. Loved.
We sat there for hours and watched
I
that.
really like Victoria too.
I know, God love her. She gets an awful time.
Awful time.
So sad.
I know.
And my heart broke for her when she didn't get like the second leader part and all.
Do you reckon that though? There's obviously girls in there who are like legacies who've had parents stuff. Do you reckon that it is? They say it's not, but it is.
It is. Of course it is. Yeah. Definitely.
Like behind their. What?
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, it would. But that's where my day yesterday was spent doing.
Yeah.
Literally went from the bed to the shower. Couldn't even blow dry my hair. Back to the bed. Ordered McDonald's first during the day at like 1 o'clock. Then got Chinese later on that evening. Nothing satisfied me. I was just...
Hate them hangovers.
Yeah, and I was just rolling around the bed. He was like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, I can't get comfortable.
Yeah, I know. You just want the day to be over.
Yeah.
I woke up and I thought, I actually didn't go to bed that late the night before. I was like 3. So I woke up at like 10. I was like, grand, that's actually good enough sleep. So I was like, I feel fresh. And then as the day went on, I was like,
Yeah, hits you harder as the day goes on.
help me God. Now, I never get a headache hungover.
I do.
Ever. It's the only hangover I get is my stomach, but I have a bad stomach as it is. I think it's just sensitive to everything. Like, and that was grand. Then we all went to Sophie's apartment and had breakfast. She made breakfast for everyone.
So cute.
It's like 8 of us sitting there.
It's like you just live on a campus.
No, literally.
You all just live in the same
It's like
building.
it feels like a dorm.
Yeah.
Like, and then we sat there and watched a few bits on Netflix. Just talked and chatted and all. Went home to mine, and then I got a shower. I couldn't shower before then.
No.
I just had to
It's just a rot day.
rot.
You need it.
And I rot to my core. And then I had Chinese, and then what set me over the edge, then lastly we had made s'mores.
Oh.
So she put like chocolate and stuff into a pan and then put it in the oven. And marshmallow, and it was so nice. But then,
And you used
then I
it.
got sick.
Oh.
I think my stomach was already up to here, and I was like, I just had to eat. It was so nice.
Yeah, just had to have
And
a
then I was
little
like-
something.
Came out then. But
Not good.
not so good at all. So over the last few weeks, we have read the headlines and heard the news stories about Natasha O'Brien, who was violently assaulted by an Irish Defence Forces soldier in May 2022. And we're so honoured to have Natasha here with us today on Home I Drink.
Thank you for
Welcome
coming
to Home I
in.
Drink.
Thank you, girls.
You
Thanks for
came
having me.
up from Limerick.
I did. This
Lovely
morning on the
Limerick.
train.
Lovely Limerick.
I was saying to Ellie, I was like, you are probably related somehow.
Probably.
Probably. All my family are all Limerick.
Are
so,
they?
yeah.
I never knew that.
All Limerick, yep.
Oh my god! I thought you were like a proper dub.
I'm a dulce. That's what my mum and dad used to
Dulce.
call it when we were younger.
Yeah,
a
'cause
Dublin culture.
You're basically a culture if like but you live in
I
Dublin.
live in Dublin, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Limerick girl.
Can you give us a bit of like a background to you as like a growing up as a person? Like what did you like doing as a kid? Like a bit of
What was life like?
yeah.
Life. Oh my god. Yeah. I mean, I suppose I'm a Limerick girl.
Yeah.
But my mammy is Limerick, so I have the city slicker life. But my dad is a farmer in West Clare.
Wow.
So I'm also a farmer's daughter.
Oh,
Yeah.
love
So
that.
best of both worlds, out with the cows and into the city. You know, like.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm a little bit of diversity going on there.
Did you spend any of your summers in Kilkee?
Oh yeah, like all of them. All of them.
really?
Yeah. Oh
Would you
yeah.
prefer like city life or farm life if you had to pick?
Oh, farm life.
Would you?
Yeah.
I would love farm life. I've never had it, but like
Yeah.
I feel like
Like-
I'd love it.
A clean one, like not my dad's one.
Is it?
A clean
Oh, it's a kip. It's a kip. It's a dumpy. Such a like proper country bumpkin. Like,
Yeah.
like I called down to him there last week. I went down to him on Friday, Sunday after like the first kind of wave of media and whatnot. After my Cork came out, and I was like, "Hi, Dad. Do you watch the news?" I didn't. I was like, "Were you watching the news?" And he was like, "Oh no, we don't get the news around here." I was like,
No signal down here.
no signal. Like,
So he just had no idea. Obviously
no,
you
he
told him,
absolutely
but-
did.
Yeah.
Like, he was sending my mum articles, like,
Yeah.
but he was like, no news down here. No, I might hear something in a few weeks. I was like, oh right, yeah, I'm going up to say hi to the bulls. He was like, okay.
Oh my God. You were a farm/city girl growing up.
Yeah.
Did you go to college or anything? Or?
I did science in NUIG.
Wow.
I wanted to do nursing. But I actually missed the points by 20, and for some reason, science is less points than nursing. I don't get it.
I thought that was like 600 points, science and all.
It's general science, so it's like there's a way bigger number that they like can allow for entry.
Yeah.
And I was raging like that I missed nursing because that's what I really wanted to do.
Really?
But I ended up doing it for like 2 years, and then COVID happened, and I was just like, I didn't love it enough to stay in it when we had to do it at home.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I find that very hard. I think having to do it at home.
Yeah, I found it like, it was like torture enough sitting in the lectures. Like I was just like, I'm not doing this on Zoom. I'm not.
No. That's a whole new level of motivation. Having to do it, like pull yourself out of bed to do something you don't love.
No,
as well.
Yeah, it was like I felt I wanted it to be a stepping stone like into healthcare.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just left that and kind of just had that kind of relaxing lockdown, like we all, it was a crazy time.
Coffees
making it like foamy coffees and doing dances and like.
I hear sounds and I get PTSD from it and all. I'm like,
that Doja Cat song. You wanna say so?
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah.
I was dancing on TikTok. I'm like, what? Like, I can't
me too.
Dance.
Oh my God, I was doing so many stupid.
We all lost our minds.
I was doing the WAP and everything on TikTok.
It's
mad. I still have a video on my account of me doing the WAP drunk after like a night of like Zoom wine.
With
the girls.
Oh my God, remember?
Zoom quiz with the girls. Yeah.
That was a time.
Yeah, myself and my mate Shauna, like we literally used to like we do the, what was that? It was like that Kahoot, wasn't it? It was like this game in group chat. So like you do it on Zoom and you play this like game and it's like all weird questions and was it like Kahoot or something? No, it wasn't. It was like a different game.
I can't think of the name.
Oh,
where you get the app and then you just join
and you all ask questions about each other and like all vote and it's like really, it's so funny.
You guess
like,
what one of your friends would be like the most.
That time of life was just like a fever dream. How did we live through that?
I also would low-key love to go back in there.
I know, stop.
Yeah.
But then I was just like, after kind of that period, it kind of got to September and I was like, okay, look, I actually really do want to do healthcare. So I ended up doing like a pre-nursing course in Limerick, and like it was mostly on Zoom, but I liked it way more. And then we had to go into college every like couple of weeks for like practical stuff, like learn how to do blood pressure and all that stuff. But then I did my placement in a nursing home, and I loved it. I was in a nursing home. The following January, so after the first kind of low COVID, but it was actually really horrible because there was no visitors allowed.
My heart would be broken.
And we had to keep all the residents in their separate rooms, and I used to be so happy going in there because I knew do you know what, at least I'm going to be able to have the chats with them. But I'd have to go in and out of each room and change my full PPE
in case of spreading. Yeah.
But I just go in and I just be my chirpy self and I'd be like, how are you getting on? And they'd be like,
chatting away.
So I just I just loved that work so much because I just felt I'm making it
fulfilling.
Yeah. I just, I like to just feel like I'm doing something good. Even if it's tiny, even if it's just a little chat or
making someone's day.
But I just loved it. I just really loved it. So I was doing that for a while, and then bars reopened. So I ended up going back to my job as social media manager and social media and event management and graphic design and all that, marketing.
Wow.
Yeah, for one of the student bars in Limerick, the Black Rabbit. It's a good, it's such a good laugh.
Really?
Oh my God, there's some crazy nights there. They do Christmas Day, college Christmas Day.
I heard of that.
And they're all in there from 10 o'clock in the morning. And oh my God.
I've been in, I think, were we in Limerick when that was happening one day? And they were all outdressed, and I was so confused as to what was going on.
10 o'clock in the morning, they're all out in Christmas jumpers, and we had a snow machine blasting around the place, and
even that night we still seen Christmas jumpers running around.
When we had a live show down.
It was
around
it was
that was
Limerick,
that time.
It was Limerick or Cork. I don't know.
No,
I think it was Limerick.
It was Limerick, and I was so confused. I was like, what?
It was in November.
Yes.
Yeah, it was November.
Yeah. I was, oh my God, you'd be flat out with them. But and then there's Donegal Tuesday where they do the same thing again, and it's just mental. But I love love that too. Like, a bit of fun.
I want to go to them. Like, they'd be like, why is that OAP here?
Yeah, I know. I know. Like,
in college.
Yeah, literally.
I'd be standing up on the bar because I'd be doing a lot of promotion and getting content and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'd be like standing up on the bar with the rabbit head on, like giving out shots and stuff, pouring Coyote Ugly vibes, like, you know, loved it. Like, God. So like, yeah, that was kind of best of both worlds. You know, really, really opposite ends of the spectrum.
You're 1 second you're on the bar and then
the
next it's like the Miley Cyrus dream.
There's really no path in my life. It's just like what happens is happening, you know.
There's
go
no
with
in
it.
between. I love that though.
Yeah.
I feel like you've lived a lot of lives.
Oh my God, yeah. All my
much.
friends say that. I'm like, did I tell you about the time I was in Argentina for 2 months and I went up to Paraguay and I was like doing voluntary work in like orphanages and slums and like they're like, what? I'm like, well, no, I'm actually fluent in Spanish. They're, what?
So, Natasha, I first saw you on my TikTok. It came up on RTE News. And you had just come out of the courtroom and you were talking about the sentencing for your attack that happened in May 22. Can you talk to us a little bit about that attack and explain in your own words what happened that night?
So I was working in the Black Rabbit. I was doing like my social media, my promotions or whatever. So like, I finished up around, I'd say 12 or 1 or I can't remember. But so my friend Shauna was with me and we were like, her boyfriend lives down the road from me. So we were like, okay, we'll get a cab home together. Do you know? Because, you know, as like a girl, you're told like not to walk around streets at night by yourself. It's dangerous, do you know? So that's kind of like, you know, we were just like, okay, we'll get a cab together. It's safer, you know. So we were like walking up the main street of Limerick and just noticed there was like a group of boys in front of us and they were like only like in their 20s, like 20, 21. Like they just looked like a group of normal lads. Do you know, like jeans and a few jerseys on. I think there was like a Liverpool game on or something that day. And then there was this young guy and he was like walking at the other side of the road. Oh my God, sorry. He was walking at the other side of the road and they were just like, we were kind of in our own conversation for a bit, but then we were like noticed them then and they were like roaring, like so aggressive, like shouting across the road at him, like calling him like really homophobic slurs. And like we weren't even like we didn't even think about it. Like we didn't, like we spoke about it after, but we were kind of walking past them up to the taxi rank at this point because they were kind of walking slowly or whatever. And we just didn't even think about it. Shauna was just like, lads, don't be calling anyone a. And then I was like, don't be using them kind of words. Like it wasn't even like it was just second nature.
In your mind.
You know, it was just like, oh my God, look, don't want that. Don't want to read a horrible headline tomorrow of like some poor lad something bad happening, and like be sitting there knowing that I could have
said something.
Like so I was just like, I just do that if like you come across something like that, you just want to make sure that no one else is like nothing's gonna happen. Nothing bad is gonna happen to someone. Of
course.
And you just get a gut feeling that you're like, oh, maybe I should say something.
The little like fire in your belly to be like, that's not right.
It's like, oh, that I'm seeing something that's wrong here.
Yes.
I'm just gonna like really like, I'm not gonna like make a big deal out of it. I'm just gonna be like, come on now, like, do you know? And hopefully like, do you know, they'll be like, oh yeah, actually, do you know that maybe we shouldn't be doing that. But it kind of got the opposite reaction. So then one of the boys in the group, he just was like absolutely, I felt like personally he was just absolutely furious that like anyone was telling him what to do, telling him what he could, like what he can and can't say, like how dare, do you know, like I just felt like how dare anyone question like his like actions and behaviour, and you know, how dare someone hold him accountable. So then he just kind of started like coming towards me, and he was just like,
was he shouting at you?
He was shouting at me. He was like saying a few different things, like he was calling me a few different homophobic slurs as well. He was just like, oh, go away. He was like, oh, are you a dirty lesbian, are you? Like, it was just like, I was just like, oh, I literally just said don't, like, what? I was like, I literally just said like, come on, like, don't say. And like all of a sudden he had this huge problem with me, and all that aggression that I felt like they were kind of sending over to your man across the road.
Came back
just
onto
came
you.
straight back onto me. Like I was in the line of fire. Like I was, do you know, I felt like I said it to the guards when I did give my statement that I felt like he was just like full of aggression, full of like, and he just wanted to take it out on someone. He didn't care. I felt like, Joe, he just didn't care. He just wanted to take it out on someone somehow. Like it didn't matter who I was, didn't matter what gender I was. You know, it was literally just like, oh, there's a person here that I can just
take it out on.
Yeah. And oh my God, he did. And like he literally, as he was like coming towards me shouting at me, he like grabbed me by the head of hair. Like it just happened so fast. Like he like a proper boxer like held me like a punching bag and just kept like punching my face, like punching me like into the face. Like I think he punched me like 6 times, like full force. Like I was just in shock. Like I didn't even have a second to even think about defending myself, because I was just like I was just so shocked. Like I didn't even know what was happening.
You wouldn't know what to do in that.
No, like I was like, it was just so like out of the blue. So and then I was
Your friend was with you, wasn't she still? Yeah.
Yeah, my friend was with me because she was literally just in front of me. Like I was closer to the group because she was like walking past me. She said it first and then I was like, lads. So then I was just the first person, the closest person. I got it. And so then he was just like, I think after about 6 punches then, like I smashed my head off the concrete pavement. And then Shauna said that like he literally was like straight, like he literally came down onto the ground with me and was just continuing to like go at me, and he was just continuing to like punch me and like whatever. Like she said that like
while you were on the ground.
Oh my God, yeah, like literally while I was on the ground, and at this point I'm just like screaming, being
defenseless.
like, please stop.
Yeah, you can't.
Defenseless.
Yeah.
I remember like curling up into like, you know, like into a ball, like cause like just to try to stop him from getting at my eyes and my head and my face any more than he had, like and I was like in like a fetal position, like just like that, like over on my side, and
were his friends just standing there watching this happen?
Yeah, like it was like in the aftermath of like, you know, myself and Sean have like sat down and had loads of conversations about it, and of course, like because it was you know, reported and the guards were looking into it, we couldn't talk about it to anyone. Okay. So it was just the two of us for 2 years, you know, going over and back, like, and she was just like, Natasha, she like, even like that night, she was like so upset. Like she felt like she was so useless. She felt like she was like, oh my God, like I didn't do anything. Like, and I was like, how could you have done anything? Yeah. This like 6 foot something, you're literally like 5'2". Like you're not going to be able to do anything. And he had 4 or 5 friends looking, watching, like what if they all attacked you?
Yeah.
And she
people
was like,
people react so differently in moments like that as well. Like it just depends so much. Like,
but literally, and she said she was just like frozen in fear.
Yeah.
She was like, it just happened so fast. Like she was like, I couldn't even understand what was happening before my eyes. Like it wasn't even processing. And she said she was just absolutely frozen in fear. And all I can remember, like before I like lost consciousness, was like her screaming like help. Because like she was just screaming at the top of her lungs, help. And like she was just so like afterwards, and like we talked about it a lot, she was just like, I feel like those boys that stood there and watched are just as guilty. And you know, like that's the issue, like that like they could clearly see something seriously wrong happening.
Yeah.
Like they could see how much pain and fear I was in. They saw me fall onto the ground. They saw him violent, like not letting go of me, just continuing.
Your nose was broken.
Oh my God, smashed. Like it was literally like wonky. I broke my phone. I'm getting it fixed though, cause I have loads of evidence on the old phone. Cause I sent it over to the detective at the time, like but like I broke it and I just didn't fix it. I've just been using my new phone since then, a different phone since then. But I sent it in there to get fixed because I do want to get the extra evidence. Like I only found like one photo of myself in hospital.
Yeah.
But like it was so horrible, and like my eye was all like closed up, and like it was all crusty, and like and there was all lumps all over my head, and like it was actually like there was just like bruises all over me, like, you know, down my sides, all down my arms, from like obviously like protecting myself. Like, full, like just so bad, severe. And it was like, it was just like, yeah, it was surreal.
Did you just get up and walk away then? What did you do? Like, what was the do you remember? You
yeah, well, Shauna, obviously, like, she witnessed it all, and she was just like horrified. She said the main reason she felt like she couldn't jump in and help was because he was so like entangled in me that she was like, she just didn't want to like do something and him to hurt me even more.
Yeah.
Like if she like tried to like pull him away, would he hurt me more? Like she was just like, I don't. So she was just screaming, and there was like this like Dublin lad. He was down on a night out in Limerick for the night, and there's just this pub like a good bit down, like about at least 50 meters away from where this was happening and around the corner. And he was telling Shauna that like after in the aftermath like that, he like literally heard her screams and sprinted down and just pulled him off me because he just wasn't stopping.
And no one else was stopping it either.
No one else was stopping
friends.
it. No one else. Everyone was just looking on. Shauna was just so frozen in fear. She was 5 foot nothing. What was she meant to do?
Yeah.
So this guy, he ran down, pulled him off me, and then like I think he was like trying to like go at your man that attacked me, and then my attacker's friend stepped in to try to protect him, and there's like a video going around as well that of like of from across the road. Someone else like took the video, but it's not like the start of it. Like they have that on CCTV, but they kind of took out the phone as your man pulled him off me.
Kind of,
so it's literally just like your man roaring at like my attacker going, "You hit a girl," and he's just like, so effing what, like,
you
do you
can
know?
say fuck, it's okay.
Yeah, so, do you know, so fucking what, like, do you know? And he was like, "You hit it, so what?" And like I was just like, oh. It's just so like chaotic, but like fair play to your man that ran down and pulled him off
thank
me.
God, honestly.
Did you ever find out who he is or anything?
So like Shauna told me that like he was like really nice because I was just so concussed and like shocked.
Jesus,
so that like a lot of like
you don't probably remember much of it.
Yeah, like I have bits and bobs like, and stuff that will never leave me, like, you know. Definitely. But like she was saying that like he hung around for ages to make sure I was okay, and was like chatting to the guards for ages, and he was like telling the guards, gave him all his details. He was like, "Look, I'm living up in Dublin, I work up in Dublin, I'm just here on a night out, but like I'd be happy to come back down again and give a statement if you want." And my detective told me that he came back down like 4 weeks later to give a statement, like, which is so nice, like, you know. So like, look, there are a lot of good people, and it's just like I don't know, it's like I was looking out for someone. Like me and Shauna were like, okay, like we don't want this poor young lad by himself getting hurt. And this lad ran down when he heard something bad happening to help. Like there's a lot of people that do want to help. There's so many people that do want like the best for other people and don't want to see people in trouble, something bad happen, like, and will do what they can to help. There's always going to be like that like bad egg, but it's like, do you know, like you just wonder with the friends, like are you afraid of him? Like what's going on there that 4 or 5 men, because I'm going to call them little boys, 4 or 5 little boys are just watching that, like
it's crazy.
That
like they're exactly like you said, are part of the problem, that they didn't do anything. They would be well capable of doing something, pulling them off, saying what are you doing? Like
why are they allowing that? And sure, like,
and since that was obviously 2 years ago, like how was the healing from that been?
I mean, like,
it's a huge thing to have to go through. Like I'm so sorry as well that happened to you.
I mean, like, yeah, I was in and out of the hospital for like 3 months. Like, do you know, it was like, there was just so much, like, you know, I had to do, like, go into the ear, nose and throat clinic for, like, you know, for check, like, a few different x-rays for my nose and, like, realignment. But I didn't have to get surgery, thank God. Like, it was so wonky, like, and like, it was just, it wasn't fun. And then I had to get, like, I had to end up about 3 weeks later, I had to go out and get a brain scan, because my doctors, like, I said that I was, like, high risk for a brain bleed, because, like, I had such a bad concussion that I had it for about 3 months, where I was just getting, like, dizzy spells and, like, waves of, like, vomiting and, like, blackouts, just constantly, like, do you know, it would just come on out of the blue. Like, I'd stand up and all of a sudden, like, I'd like forget what I was doing or where I was, or like, do you know, just like constant like black spots in my memory, constant like just black spots in my vision. It was just like, it was really overwhelming. Like, do you know, I was just like, what the hell is going on?
And it put
like,
such a pause on your life then. Is like all these appointments to go to, like you had to leave your job.
Yeah, like I kind of like try to struggle to do it and like but like I was just like, do you know, I was like trying to pretend I was okay for a few weeks, but I was kind of just like, I got a few weeks off, was trying to just pretend I was okay, but like then when I had that brain bleed scare, like I was avoiding even going into the station to give my report. Like,
and was that out of fear, or was that just how badly?
That was like just out of like not wanting to deal with it, not wanting to process it, not wanting to cope with it, just wanting to forget it ever happened.
Yeah.
So like I was just like, I just want to move on with my life.
Yeah, of course.
Why did that have to happen to me? Like, do you know, like what did I do to deserve that?
Yeah.
Like, and I was just like, I just don't want to even, like, why do I have to go through this big long process now of reporting it and going, giving a big long painful statement, and what do I have to go to court and what, like, I was just like I was literally just on my way home from work trying to just make sure someone else was okay, and
your
all of
world
this
is flipped upside down.
Yeah, it was flipped upside down, like, and everything changed, like, and it, you know, and it just keeps changing. But yeah, so I was just finding it really hard to like cope with like what actually happened and like the reality, and like, you know, me and Shauna were just constantly over and back, like we couldn't understand it. We were just reliving it over and over again.
Yeah.
And not getting any understand, like just having no. It was
like
so,
it nearly, like you explained it, you probably felt like it wasn't real, like a movie. Like that happens to stuff you see in news articles, and then when it happens to you, you're like, what? Like that's
literally, like, it's exactly that.
But, and there was CCTV footage, but at the start he was not guilty. Am I right saying that? But then when there was CCTV, like, no, I know.
That's what you do with it though.
And people are like, oh, why is she laughing about stuff? And I'm like,
everybody does,
because I'm sick of crying.
Yeah.
I'm sick of crying. I've cried for 2 years.
Yeah,
I'm
100%.
done. Like, I have rotted in bed. I have done nothing with my life. I have just been in like a limbo, like just like what.
But
what
while
now?
you were like that, was your attacker out, like just living his life? Yeah.
So obviously social media is an amazing thing too.
Yeah.
It can be a scary place, but it can also be a very, very powerful tool. Because I had a few different like acquaintances that were like following his girlfriend on Instagram, and it was like a day or two after the attack that she was posting stories of them off on holidays in Greece. I'm literally in hospital. I literally battered, bruised, like, and I just have to laugh because, like, what the?
No, I know. It seems so
like,
dystopian. Like that doesn't
it's
make
sort of like
any
he's
sense.
off living his best life, having a romantic sunset meal on the beach, like, and I'm there in hospital, like one.
And you're
like,
the victim, yeah.
And I'm like, am I going to have an aneurysm? Like, how bad is this brain injury? Like, because like I used to do horse riding when I was younger. Like, I've had a few concussions.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I know they're serious. Like, they can be. But never to that extent. Like, you know, maybe it might affect me for a few hours, or I'm dizzy and like can't really remember things properly and might vomit a bit, and like, you know, or I might like not feel right for a week or two. But like this was ongoing for months, like, and I'm there just like trying to like come to terms with just reality and like just like understand all of it. And he is living his best life, going around the world. Like, I'm literally like can't even work. I'm so like, I've just like my mental health has just plummeted. Literally just zero motivation. I'm like, oh my god, what's the point in anything? Like, I just don't care. I just like, and like just constant like, do you know, like PTSD where you're like, you know, like you step out and you walk into like, you step out the door and you like walk into a shop and you see someone that kind of look like, for me, like,
or is wearing the same outfit.
I'd see someone that kind of was the same height as him, like could be a different kind of hair color, could be, and I'm like, oh my god, is it him? Did he dye his hair? Or like, do you know, or like, or someone that is a little bit short, and I'm like, oh my god, he probably shrank. Like, do you know, I'm like, just seeing his face everywhere.
Yeah.
Like everywhere I looked, like because I tried to keep doing my job in the bar, like, and like, you know, like having the crack with the students, but like.
Were you ever afraid you'd bump into him again?
Oh my God, like I was literally having panic attacks, like trying to like get myself to go into work, and like I had like, you know, like I had a load of support in work, like they were like, oh, they were just so like they didn't want to see me like, you know, go downhill. They didn't want to see my life destroyed. Like they were doing everything they could to support me, to, you know, they had all the doormen like on the lookout, like, you know, like he wasn't getting near the premises, like but like still, like I'd be like there, like I'd be up on the stage, I don't know, taking a video or something, and I'd be like, I'd go up to one of the security guards and I'd be like, oh my God, is that him over there? Oh my God, I can't look, will you look? And he'd be like, no, it's not. But like it was just constant, and I'd be literally up on the stage and I'd have to like sit down because I'd be feel like I'm like, you know, I'd freeze, like and like I just couldn't keep doing it. Like the mental toll that
you can't live like
to
that.
keep getting up and showing up when it was just constant trigger after trigger after trigger. Like I couldn't even go into Brown Thomas to buy a perfume or a lipstick because I'd have to walk in the front door, and that's where I got attacked.
Was it outside
Brown Thomas? Yeah. Like I couldn't even go into town and be like, oh, do you know what? I'm going to treat myself to something nice in BT. Like, no, because sure that, like, do you know what I mean? Like, so it was just like,
crazy.
Yeah.
Did you face him in court? Was he in court when you were in court?
Oh my God.
How was the first day of court? Can you tell us about that? Was that?
It was just the one day. Like,
it was just
so,
one.
Yeah. It was just
and
one
he was
day.
in there.
Yeah. So like, I kind of just like, I kind of went into a bit of a shell. Like when everything just got downhill and I realised I can't keep pretending I'm fine. I can't keep trying to do these things because I'm just getting everything is triggering me. I'm just retreating slowly and I ended up burning myself out because I was working, I ended up taking on another job, and I actually was working in a private retirement home for nuns and the weekends, and that was actually lovely. Like I loved that. I used to go into them on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it was just like detached from reality. Like they're all in the, you know, and
was that like your switch off time?
It was like my switch off time where I was just, you know, like doing what, you know, whatever I was doing, like, and having the chats with them, and you know, and it was lovely, but I was just like, it was just, everything just kept getting harder and harder, and I ended up like burning myself out from trying to distract myself. And so like I haven't been working now in a year because I've just been sobered from like constantly like going back to work, having to leave again, going back to work, having to leave. That I just took the
pretty pushing yourself too much by trying to distract yourself too much.
So then like I've kind of been cocooning myself for the last year. Like I've just been like I'm not able for real life anymore. So I've just been like slowly like going for a coffee with a friend, or like going on a little trip down to my dad's in Kilkee, and like, you know, like just doing like really, really small little bits here and there, and like going to my therapist regularly, like even though it can be really difficult. So then me and Sean were like, what's going on with this case? Like I haven't heard anything in a year and a half. Like we gave our statements. That was
and then
that.
You heard nothing?
Nothing.
You know, and so the case, it happened, the court was about two weeks ago from today. So by the time this podcast come out, it'll have been 3 weeks ago. But it was only like less than 4 weeks ago that I was actually told that there was a case.
Wow.
He rang me, my detective rang me like 4 or 5 days before the hearing to tell me that there was a sentencing. Yeah.
Are you kind of glad it was like shorter notice? Do you think you would have kind of
it's kind of hard because like you are up in your head wondering what's going on, and like it does give you a peace of mind to know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like from the second that I was told that I have the option, and I can, if I'm comfortable, to give a victim impact statement and basically write a little statement on like how it all affected me, like mentally, physically, like how I felt that night, how I felt since then, like just a personal account from my you know, to help the judge understand what it was like for me, the victim. And like I was like looking in like what is a victim impact statement, never even like didn't even know what a victim impact statement was. Like we
shouldn't have to know what
I know.
No, we shouldn't, like. And so I was there like, I have to write a victim impact statement. What even is that? Do I need a lawyer? Like I did not know. Like I was just like, oh, like a whirlwind. And like I literally the one like sentence for it is like to help the judge decide on a sentence.
Okay.
And that just says it all. Like my victim impact statement was released into newspapers and stuff, like into the Irish Examiner. Like I gave them permission.
Oh, okay.
Because I was just I don't even have like one emotion that I felt here in that sentence that he got to walk free.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, what is going on? And so at that point, I just lost faith in humanity.
How did you feel? So he got a 3-year suspended sentence.
Yeah.
The judge said to you basically that you're. What did he say about being? Yeah.
He said, I literally. So yeah, sorry, you asked me, was I like going facing him in court? Yeah. But like this thing, like it was in the back of my mind. It was like, slowly trying to just pick up the pieces of my life, very, very badly. Not doing a good job at it, but look, here we are now. So look, maybe something worked. I don't know. But like. When he told me then, like, when my detective told me, it was just like a whirlwind. It just came flooding back, like everything, like just, like did not sleep at one night before that case. Like it was just constant nightmares and like, just like, oh my God, it was horrible.
Yeah.
But I still wasn't like thinking, you're actually going to face your attacker for the first time ever. Because like, I've been so used to seeing his face everywhere I look for the last 2 years. Do you know what I mean? Because my brain is doing that to me anyway. Yeah. That I've actually forgot what it would really be like
really see him.
To actually see him and not just my brain be telling me I'm seeing him. So when we pulled up outside the courthouse, I literally froze. Like I was literally sitting in the car with my mum for like 20 minutes, like, and I like literally like every male that like walked in, like anyone that like half resembled him, like. Not really. Like, I was just like, is that him? Is that him? Is that him?
Yeah.
And she was like, no. And I just like, it took so much energy for me to get out of that car and walk into the courthouse. Because like, even though I like knew, oh my God, yeah, your man, like my attacker is in court now today for a sentence. It still didn't hit me until I actually had to walk into that courthouse.
Yeah.
And that was just like, terrifying.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, oh my God, like I don't even know how I did it. Like I just went full autopilot, full like, just get out, just walk. Like I just kept having to like just keep talking to myself so that I couldn't like hear all the thoughts telling me to run. Like I was just like, just do it, just go. Like you're doing it for, like, you have to do this. This is important. Like the judge needs to hear this. Like, like there's a reason for victim impact statements. If you don't do this, you're always going to regret it. You're going to, like, what if he gets away? Like, and you haven't done this, you're going to blame yourself.
Yes.
Because I blame myself enough the last 2 years going, should I not have spoken out? Do you know what I mean? Like you
so
do.
normal to blame. Yeah. I know.
But that's what happens when
it's
like.
not your...
No.
I know. I know.
But you still have that voice in your head.
But you have that voice, like, and it's like, maybe you should just have minded your own business. And I'm like, oh, maybe I should. But then, like, when it was like this, I was just like, no, this is my business now. I do have to do this.
Yeah.
This happened to me. This is horrible. But if like, this can't happen. And like, his little buddies also need to know that this can't happen. Yeah. So like I was just like, me and Shauna were like, if an example is not made of this, what hope do we have for our country, for our society? Like, what hope do we have if a soldier in the Irish Army is using his special combat skills, like trained to, like, they're trained to, like, those combat skills are like trained to kill, like, do you know what I mean?
Course,
like,
yeah,
like maximum damage. Using his special combat skills on a civilian for politely asking him not to be verbally abusive to somebody else.
Yeah.
And so we were like there's no way. Like there's the he lied when he first went into the to do his first statement. He was like, oh yeah, she attacked me. And then when the guards showed him the CCTV and were like, would you like to change your story? Then he took the guilty plea and he signed like a piece of it, and then he showed remorse. And like, I'm like, but until then it was like, oh, it was self-defense. Like that was the argument.
Because he thought there was no CCTV.
Mm-hmm. And then there's also him bragging about it in the group chat with his buddies. Do you know what I mean? And the judge got to see all those messages. Like, then there's the fact that he is in the Irish Defence Force and was with them for 2 years at the time. He was a serving soldier.
It's crazy.
And so the judge in the court said that if he was to give him a sentence in prison, that it would affect his job.
As it should.
Which is so. It makes no sense. He's meant to protect the country. He attacked you, and then his job's getting put ahead of
his job is prioritised over you.
Your feelings, that's so it's a joke. I remember seeing your first video, and I was there was a ball of fire in my stomach. I was like, I think everyone felt the same seeing 100%. Your story. But that is just, and to any other victims after that, seeing that, it's
have no hope.
You have no
people
hope.
might not come forward as well. So were you told to expect a sentence, or did they say he might get this or that? Were you told anything like that beforehand?
We had a 5-minute brief just before the hearing.
Okay.
We just went into a room, myself, the guard who was involved with me through it all. And then the DPP prosecutor, and they're just look, we have everything, we've all our ducks in a row, we have him on, we have the CCTV, we have the messages, we have, we've have the guilty plea, this is a great case, we have a strong case here, so look, we'll see what happens. Do you know what I mean? They weren't he'll definitely, but they were I don't think that was I think obviously you have to be careful if you're if you're in the DPP or you're a guard, you can't
promise
promise things. You can't say
you don't know what way it's going to go.
But I mean, if I was a DPP prosecutor, I would have been extremely, extremely confident that there was going to be a sentence there. If that case was on my desk and I was doing that job, I'd have no doubt in my mind that this lad was getting sent away. Do you know what I mean?
And how did you feel when you heard those words that it was a suspended sentence?
Well, when I walked up and had to give my victim impact statement and read it out, oh my God, I had to walk up past him for the first time. I don't even understand. I don't know how I did it. I was full autopilot. I was just full I wasn't even in my own body. I was an out of body experience. I felt like I was looking down on the courtroom from somewhere else. It was just I was just reading off the piece of paper, and my voice was shaking and breaking, and I was shaking the paper, and I was trying to. It was just and I was looking up at the judge in my little box, and I was sitting there then when I finished. I think the last words I said in my statement were I am not here to seek justice. I am here to seek justice not only for myself but for all future potential victims. That's literally the words I said in my statement, because I've read the headlines, I've read the horror stories. It's constant. There's so much violence. There's so much there's so many shocking crimes and offences that you hear about, and attacks, and in the home, outside the home, men to men, men to women. It's everywhere. It's just rampant. And anyone with any little bit of just, they're never ever given I just feel it's quite rare that you see justice.
It's never enough, whatever sentence any judge.
It's never enough
for how much it affects you forever.
But you just hope that there'd be consequences at least. In the news, I don't see many consequences to a lot of criminal behaviour.
You see it for stuff that you shouldn't, a petty theft. We were saying you get more for a little shitty stuff, and then there's
TV
these
license.
huge things.
You don't have a TV license, behind bars.
Sent away.
If you have a little joint, gone.
What
is one person having whatever medicinal I don't know, what is that going to do to society? That's not a threat. Focus on the real threat. Look, they're of course they're all issues, and they should, but focus on the main stuff. Why are you worrying about you can't even get the important things right? It's these are the ones that we need to be protected from. Not someone who doesn't pay their TV license, not someone who robs a bar of chocolate from a shop. We need to be protected from the violent people, that the violent like just the violence in general, like and like when someone does something like that, like it needs to like be public knowledge that like they go behind bars.
Yeah, that's not tolerated. Like
it's not tolerated.
Yeah.
And I know there's like some like zero tolerance policy like implemented for like gender-based violence, but like
where
like
like
there should just be a zero tolerance policy for all forms of violence. Like it should 100%. Not be tolerated at all, because when there's like a tiny little bit of tolerance, any bit of tolerance, it enables it. And there are going to be those people out there that see that and kind of get it. It goes into the back of their head that they're not going to be held accountable for their actions, so they might not think twice about doing something like that.
Of course,
because you know they haven't heard any messages that you get really severe consequences.
Yeah, so it's like why would they're like, well, I'm not going to. Like, it's going to happen to me.
They see other people getting away with it and think, oh, well, it's grand. Like, you got away with it, I'll get away with it.
Yeah, it doesn't even go through their head that they might have to pay consequences.
It doesn't, and it's like...
And do you think that your story is, like, open up a lot of people's eyes to how bad it is? And, like, to realise that, like, shit, like, even the stories you talk about that aren't yours, to open up and see that this goes on all the time.
All the time. Like, I am a tiny little needle in a worldwide haystack.
You're doing an amazing job of voicing everything and being a voice.
But I mean, like, I do, like, obviously I get a little bit of backlash, and I do not focus on negativity because there's so much overwhelming support, and it's amazing. Like, and like I have victims. I've had so many different victims, like male victims, female victims, like literally anyone and everyone. They come forward like telling me about horror stories they've had in the courts, because people aren't even talking about the violent behaviour, the like sexual assaults, the violent assaults, that like the domestic abuse. People are just talking about what happens when you sit in that courtroom as a victim, and like you're just made feel like you're absolutely worthless and invisible, and your life and the person who has attacked you, who has destroyed your life, is more important, and their future is more important than the life they have destroyed. And so like I will like if like even if I just had one person text me saying like, thank you so much for speaking up about it, because I just wasn't able to, and like it means so much that you are, like that would be enough for me to keep going. But like I've had so much support, and like I have seen the odd bit of few negative comments like, oh, like why didn't people talk about this case? Oh, there was a lad beat up last week and he wasn't spoken about. Oh, there was an elderly woman like sexually assaulted a few months ago. Why didn't this go viral? And it's why wasn't this getting so much attention? And I'm like, look, like I never ever asked for any of that. I never wanted this to happen to me. This was not what I wanted for my life.
No.
Do you know, I had a different path for myself.
Yeah.
But it got turned upside down. And I spent the last 2 years rotting, just like trying to make sense of things, trying to understand all of it. And when I walked out of that courtroom and the judge had told me that, you know, I hope you understand how fortunate you are that he took the guilty plea. Jesus. And that's
that's a kick in the face.
I'm like, how could he not have taken a guilty plea? He literally, there was CCTV footage of him doing it. There was messages of him bragging about it the following day. Like, what do you mean? Like, how is he commendable for taking the guilty plea? And I literally answered the judge back, and like, you're not supposed to, like, apparently, but if you ask a stupid question you get a stupid answer. I don't care if you're some fancy judge with a fancy wig in some fancy court.
Dead right.
You're a human being just like me, and if you're trying to put me down and belittle me,
to make him feel better, like,
and act like I'm stupid, do you understand, are you aware? Don't talk to me like that.
What did you say?
Like, he goes, are you aware of how fortunate you are that the defendant gave such a promptly guilty plea and spared you so much suffering with a long trial? I was just kind of like, this is always going to affect me. So I don't care if it's a 1-day trial or if it's a 2-year trial. I am still not ever going to be the same after the initial fallout.
Of course.
And so, like, you know, it doesn't make a difference. Like, it really doesn't. Like, it's all traumatic. And the way your fucking speaking to me right now is the most traumatizing part of this entire experience. And like I said that too, and people are like, oh my God, like she's so dramatic, like how is it, like, do you know, like she got attacked and now she's going on about how the court was worse. Yes, it was.
People don't know unless they've been there as well.
Yeah.
You like, and I didn't understand it either. And when it happened to me, I was like, what the hell? How is this real? Like, how are people actually, how are these fancy judges up on their thrones who have these fancy degrees, these elites of our society playing God, going talking to victims of serious crimes like that? Like, how is that allowed? Like, that is so messed up. Because when I went up and gave my victim impact statement, I sat back down and sure, didn't his lovely, my lovely attacker's commanding officer in the Irish Defence Force go right up to that stand after me and say, well, when I heard about this, I was truly shocked, as he is such an exemplary soldier. He's such a polite and mannerly soldier, and this is truly out of character. I'd hope it's out of character to be someone with an inch
like out
of
of
their
character
life.
or not, he did it. Like
Why
And it's like,
character?
and it's like, I'm after saying I was an innocent victim. Like, I have done nothing to deserve this. My life has been turned upside down. Like this, it has impacted me in so many ways. So many. Like, I'm now living back at home with my mum because, like, I'm 24 and I'm living at home with my mum because I literally, like, can't even function in society as a normal person like I used to be able to. And like this commanding officer is going up telling this judge that, like, do you know, like, oh, it was only a little mistake. He didn't, do you know, it's not like him. Like, what do you mean? If anyone has the capacity to do something like that, they're a danger to society.
100%.
And they definitely shouldn't be in a national peacekeeping force.
Yeah.
No.
And especially shouldn't be receiving special combat training to learn how to inflict maximum damage so that they can go out and do that to the people that are paying, the people whose taxes are going into that training.
Yeah.
Like, do you know, I was working at the time, I was getting taxed. My taxes go everywhere, and taxes go into the Irish Defence Forces.
Yeah.
And that's like, so he's getting paid to learn how to beat me up. What?
It's so backwards.
It's so backwards. So backwards.
It's like fully like sank in you. Are you still living in that state of like, what? How does that happen to me? Or like,
I mean, like, yeah, like it's like
with all the news articles and stuff is now kind of feeling real, or does that make it seem even more?
It's almost like I've gone through it in my head so many times. Like, I've spoken about it so many times. I'm constantly like getting like, do you know, like it just like will pop up out of nowhere that I'm like, it's like I'm just used to it now.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I'm okay with it. It doesn't mean like it doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
I'm just used to the horrible effects of it, and I've learned to live with it, and I've learned to get on with this, you know, and yeah, like, I mean, like, I was just super shocked. Like, when I went into that courtroom, like, that was my first time ever in a courtroom. Like, I did not know what to expect. I didn't know you can talk back to judges. You should. But like, I was just like, I came out and this reporter came over to my mum because like there's criminal courts reporters that sometimes sit in for different like hearings and stuff, and like there was a reporter that just happened to be there, like and because he reported on another story that day as well of this like young 19-year-old Tipperary lad beating a homeless man on the streets of Limerick City, and literally completely unprovoked, like violently attacked him, like 119. I was sitting in the court because this is like an hour before my attacker's sentence, and I was listening to this, and sure, didn't the judge give him a 2-year suspended sentence? No time. Was like, oh yeah, off you go now, be a good little lad, this is your warning. Like, so that was like,
baffles me.
so me and my mum just like literally turned to each other and we were like,
I know, like, and that yours is about to come up.
We were like, mine is next. Like, I'm like, oh my God. I'm just like, at that point I already like, when I got the sentence I wasn't surprised because I was just like, I know what's about to happen here. Like I listened to the headlines. A lovely Limerick hurler 2 weeks before that. Champions of Ireland. Oh my God, such gods walking around. And like, know a few hurlers, they're lovely lads. But like, know a few Limerick hurlers, lovely lads. But some of them are not. And like, one of them violently attacked another lad randomly outside a nightclub. He literally has permanent vision damage now. And 2 weeks before my case, that was all over the Limerick papers that he walked free. Lovely Kyle Hayes. And it's just like non-stop.
The system is fucked.
So I wasn't actually surprised at all. I was just like absolutely disgusted because I'm like, I didn't have to report that. I didn't have to go to court. I didn't have to face any of that. All I wanted to do was ignore, push it away, just try to forget every detail that I could possibly forget. Like just black it all out. Like and no, I felt like I'm sick of all these headlines. I'm sick of this happening all the time. I'm sick of like, little boys and girls growing up listening to like people that are supposed to be role models and people that are supposed to protect them doing these horrible things and getting away with it.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, no, I'm going in there and I'm doing it. I don't care how hard it is. I'm doing it. So when I walked out, I was just like, nah. And so the reporter that was in there like went over to my mum and was like, will you ask your daughter if we can talk to her? And I was just like, yeah, I don't care. Whatever. Ask me whatever you want. I don't care. I don't care about anything anymore. I'm just so like, I don't give, like, humanity has just failed.
Yeah.
It has failed. There is just like, you can ask me whatever question. I will tell you anything. I don't care where this goes. I've just lost all care for everything. Plaster my face over if you have to. I don't care. Don't care.
And that was that video.
And that literally happened. And I didn't think it would. I thought I was just going to go into the Limerick Leader website. Like our little local newspaper. I thought, oh yeah, that'll be a story now that a few grannies are annoyed about. Yeah. Do you know, like I was just like, because he was like, oh, can I video you? Like, I'm not trying to put you under pressure. I was like, do what you want. I don't care. Yeah. I was just so angry. Like, I was like, but I want a cigarette really soon, so make it quick. And
well, you can sense people's like rage through everything.
Yeah.
Like, standing along with you and supporting you. So I'd say that's giving you a piece of kind of, like, you'll never get over it, obviously.
No.
Is the support from people really helping you?
It's nice, like, it's amazing. Like, there's so much support, like, and, like, I couldn't possibly imagine, like, like, I'm just a normal girl from half Limerick, half Clare, that just wanted to do a bit of nursing and, didn't have these, didn't want to be this, public spokesperson for a global problem, because it's a problem in Ireland, but I've been on BBC, UK, talking about it. There's a few American media reporters that have reached out. So this is global. I've support from all corners of the world now texting me being like, oh yeah, our systems are also fucked. And I'm like, oh my God. And it's like, when it happens to you and when you experience it firsthand, you just realize how bad it is. And that's why I was like, oh my God, what I went through, that was terrible 2 years ago, awful. But what they did to me in that court, what everyone, so many people failed me, and just that was what I was like, there are so many other people that have been through this, and there will be so many people that have to go through this, because that's life. But that's what that's the reality of life. Sometimes you find yourself in these horrible situations that you wouldn't wish on anyone, but you do. And the least you can hope for in all of that is justice, for them just to get it, and them just to put the victim in the middle and think about how the victim feels. Think about how this has impacted the victim, and stop worrying about a hurling career or a rugby career or an army career or anything, because it's not just it's not just people in powerful positions that 19-year-old lad that beat up that homeless man an hour before my hearing. He was a nobody to not no one. He wasn't anything of him. He had no status or anything. And sure, he walked away too. So it's not even just if you have a few
career
people behind you, or if you have if you're involved in some important, I don't know, if you're involved in something that might have a bit of power. No, anyone and everyone that does these things gets away with them. And I was there's a girl like that, her sexual assault case came out the same day that I was in court. So my article didn't come out till the following day, but I went home and I watched Blana Rally. I was chatting to her a little bit, and she's a doe, like she's such a sweetheart. Another amazing woman. Like, it's so hard to speak out about these things, and like sexual violence is like so vulnerable.
Yeah.
Like I just got attacked on the street. Like, it wasn't like intimate, like, and like to speak out about something like that and wave your anonymity and go out and like look for that is like so powerful.
Yeah.
But when I was looking at, like, she was speaking out saying, that like I got justice, but like, it's never going to change any of it. I was like, in my head, all I could think about is, she's so lucky. She's so lucky. Like, why should we be looking at victims of crimes that get a little bit of justice that isn't even going to make up for what has happened to them and be thinking they're lucky?
They're lucky. I know. Yeah. Like, that's how bad the system is.
Like, I was there thinking, oh yeah, she went through a horrendously traumatic ordeal and she's lucky now that he's behind bars. No, she's not. She's no part of it that she's lucky about. Like, she'd have been lucky if it didn't happen in the first place.
Yeah.
And I would have been lucky if none of this happened in the first place. And now that like the DPP have like announced that they're putting my case up.
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
People are like, oh, that's so great. Aren't you delighted? Like, and I'm like, what? I'd be delighted if our society didn't allow this behaviour to happen
in the first place. Yeah,
like these criminals, these serious offenders wouldn't be out there doing whatever they wanted to if the court was putting them away, and the court was also proving to society that there is no tolerance for this.
If they were held accountable,
other people might think twice before doing something that 100%. They can't take back. Yeah. You know what I mean? It might like be in the back of people's minds that, Jesus, he got 10 years out for just giving someone 6 punches. Like, because it wasn't just 6 punches. Like, it was, it was 6. Like, in my statement, I said I remember 6 punches. Yeah. Like, when I hit the ground, they were just coming at all angles, and there was I couldn't tell. I couldn't give a clear number.
A number, of course.
But like, it's kind of like, if you can, like, that needs to happen more. Like, it needs to be shown there is like zero tolerance. Mm-hmm. And like, I have spoken out to our Minister of Justice, Helen McEntee, and I've said like a number of things, like, because she was like speaking out to, I think, News Talk or something there like last week, saying like, oh, I can't commend Natasha and her bravery enough for like speaking out about these, the injustice and on behalf of other victims. And I'm like, I wouldn't have to talk about any of this if you were doing your job.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't no one would need to know my name.
Yeah.
If you were doing your job. If you were doing your job, I might not even have gotten attacked, because it would have been it would have been in the general public knowledge that violence isn't tolerated in any shape or form, and people might not have such a free for all attitude.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you were doing your job, who's to know how many victims could have been spared? And it's like, I'm like, this isn't my job. This is not like, no one gave this job to me, but someone gave me a platform.
Yeah.
And some people have decided to support me, because I think I just speak from the heart, and I just like, I'm not a political girly. Like, I'm learning as I go. Like, I'm learning from talking to other victims, explaining their court cases. I'm learning from like talking to different charities. I'm learning from talking to like different, like, people in the public eye, like from all walks of life. And that's how, and I'm learning from talking to TDs in the Dáil, like, and like, that's where I'm learning. I knew nothing 2-3 weeks ago, nothing, but I just knew it was wrong.
Yeah.
And
that's all you need, like,
that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
So it's just like, that's why I'm gonna just keep speaking up about it.
Yeah, is that
keep the conversation going, and like there's backlash now, and it's like, okay, she's made her point. Like, can she like, she's made her point. Like, we know what happened, we know the story. Like, okay, like why is she so important? And I'm like, I'm not important at all, but I got this platform and I'm gonna use it.
You're using your voice,
and I'm not gonna let people forget about it.
No.
Like, because people don't want to think about the stuff that's people want to like get on with their lives, and they don't want to be like depressed by like all this, like, you don't want to be just constantly like run down and depressed going, oh my God, there's no hope. But like there is, because like, do you know, I've spoken up so much that like that the Irish Defence Forces have had to now, the Taoiseach has asked them to do an internal investigation, and they found that there are 69 convicted criminals still serving. Yeah, and when I spoke up, a victim of an assault, her attacker is still serving in the naval. He's a naval soldier in the Navy, and he received a suspended sentence. So like
that should be a given that they cannot still serve.
Still
like that,
do their job. Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, and it's like, oh my God, like, just, you know, like, stop milking it, like, stop like going on about it, like, we know what happened, yeah, get over yourself. And I'm like, okay, so do you want to just like, do you want me to just sit there and shut up and wait for it to happen to the next person?
That's what
because I don't really want it to happen to anyone else.
And someone who might say that then if it happens to them, they like, people are very ignorant to stuff that isn't directly affecting them, but if it happens to someone they love or themselves, then it's an issue for them. But if you keep speaking about it, then like everyone will know how shit the system is. Because you're not aware of it until you're ever here. Yeah.
No,
properly.
you're not. Like, you don't know how bad it is until you're in the middle of it. So I'm like just trying to use my voice and my personal experience to like warn people that don't understand how bad it is, to like try to really get it across and like, wake up, lads, like, this is how bad it is. Like, like we're living in an anarchy, like, do you know, it's like a proper purge. It's just a free for all, and nothing is done about anything. Do you know what I mean? And like, it's very, very rare that something is done about it. And when something is done, you think, oh God, aren't they very lucky?
I know.
So it's like, wake up and like, stop accepting this, stop enabling this. Do you know, like, also for the people that have had, like, for like people that have been affected by like a number of different like ordeals, like just anything, like not just what happened to me, like there's so many, like, you know, men and women that have been affected by a number of different issues, like a number of different offences, and it's like some of them didn't have it in them to speak up about it, and like, because they're kind of like, oh my God, we're sick of it, like, you're everywhere, like, I'm sick of hearing it. Oh, her voice is starting to annoy me. I felt sorry for her for about 5 minutes, and now she's just getting on my I'll get on my nerves, like, and like, to that I just say, like, if it happened to you, like, but there's also people that have, there's also like people on social media that are like claiming that they've been victims of crimes, and they're like, well, I have PTSD and I'm not like that. And like, do you know, like, she's smiling and laughing in that video at that protest. Like, it's funny. She's loving the fame. She's loving the attention. I would love if this had never happened and I could just get on with my life and go to that nursing home and be tiptoeing around. But I couldn't do any of it. I had to rot in bed for 2 years. So I have all this energy now. I have all this anger. I have all this like frustration. I have all this like fear for like for everyone, this can happen to anyone and everyone, like, and I have this like, and it's all like there, and I'm like, I need to do something with it. I need to, and I'm getting an opportunity to do something with it, so I'm going to do it. So I'm not going to shut up, and I'm sorry if I don't like act like a traumatized victim just because I'm a strong woman.
Well, everybody is different.
Like, trauma is different to everyone. Like, mental health, like, even mental health, like, you might be depressed, I might be depressed, but we might act like in complete different ways. Like, it doesn't like,
it's not one brush for everyone.
No, it's not, like, and like, it's just really like, it's just like, do you know, I'm dealing with it the way I can. You don't know how I feel inside. You don't know what I'm like when I'm sitting at home in bed at night. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
I am putting all of my effort and my strength into trying to make this any little bit better for the next person.
Yeah.
Because what I went through, I don't think any human should have to go through that. And that's what happened to me in that course. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just like amazing. It's just like treat people like humans. Yeah. Do you know, like, why is one human life and one human's future more important than someone else's? Deal with the crime that's in front of you. Don't be worrying about their life. Yeah. Because, like, I have to worry about my life. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
So it's just like,
Tasha, you've been amazing. Thank you
been
so much
so
for coming
good for coming into us,
Yeah,
honestly.
that was.
Thank you.
You're a powerful lady.
You
and
really are.
stop.
I can't wait to see what you do.
Yeah.
But I think
oh my God, yeah.
things from what you've told us already, things will change. And
Yeah. Like,
They will.
like you said, hope it makes it better for the next person, even though it should have been better for you and everyone else.
Yeah.
But for you,
and
for
it's
the
like,
next.
I hope that like from my roaring and shouting and my talking and like everything I've been doing, like all my just advocating, I just really hope that like all those judges out there are watching and they're all like worrying about the next sentence they're going to hand down, and all those people that are thinking about doing something wrong are going to worry about what Natasha might say and do if they do. You know, like, so I just hope that people now are more afraid of being held accountable.
Yes.
Because I think and maybe that's where a little bit of backlash is coming, because the people that don't want to be held accountable are realising accountability is now starting to happen, guys. So if you know, like...
Yeah. Well, we'll be behind you.
Yeah.
100% of the way.
There's too many good people in this country that are like not having this anymore. We're like, that's the last one now. We keep saying not one more, like, do you know, Aisling Murphy, like, just not like the list goes on.
I know,
but what happened to Aisling Murphy, it was only like 3 months before I was attacked. So like that's kind of like do you know, like that could have been me. Do you know, like,
I know.
and that goes through your head too.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've lived to tell the tale. I'm here right now, like. So do you know what? Like I have to keep doing it. Like, and do you know, I have to keep moving forward. And like little bits are happening. Like conversations that people are like in the Dáil, in the government. Like like they're kind of like, they know there's issues, but maybe they're being a little bit lazy. Kind of going, oh, we'll deal with it when we have to. They have to deal with it now.
Yeah.
Like I was sitting in the building last week, like looking down on them, going, what are you gonna do? They were all looking up. They were like looking up, me like. So like, do you know, like that's, if I have to babysit our government for a while, no problem.
Yeah, perfect.
No better woman.
No better woman.
Honestly.
No better woman.
Tasha, thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much, Natasha.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Seeks from the Stalls, we always want to help you and give you advice, kind of like conversations you have with the gals in the bathroom of a nightclub, that you tell things that you need to hear. Have them chats. Definitely had a few of them chats over the weekend. Even people I met like at Longitude and everything like that. It was just, actually I forgot about Taylor Swift as well. Taylor Swift too. Yeah, we had a lot of them chats, but this is where you get to answer your dilemmas in full and really talk through them. So you can send them into homeordrink@GoLoudNow.com if you have any dilemmas that you want to talk about. Literally can be anything. So let's get straight in. This one is, hey girls, I'm really stuck in my relationship. I really love him, but he's so up and down and it's draining me mentally. He has weeks where he's the best man a woman could ask for, and weeks where he comments on how my body could be better and how he likes other women's bodies more. My fucking God. And how men I was with before only wanted to use me.
Jesus.
This is so hard because I love him so much, but he does not seem to care about me half as much. And every time I try to leave, he does all the right things to make me stay. Since being with him for the past 2.5 years, I've become so insecure I don't even like myself anymore. Please help.
Girl, get out. Get
the hell.
A man should never make you, a relationship should never make you feel more secure the longer you're in, or more insecure the longer you're in it. If anything, you should do the opposite. You should feel more secure
in yourself, and you should be picking you up. You should be giving, like, literally worshiping the ground you walk on, not doing the opposite. Like, that's what a hater does. Your boyfriend should not be your number one hater.
What the fuck?
Never. But I think it's so easy when someone keeps coming back and is like, oh, I'll change, so you're so right. Like, he might say, oh, sorry, like, you're right, I won't say that again. And then he does it again when he has you back and he knows he had you back. So I think writing down stuff as you go and having them as a reminder for yourself when he's telling you all the good stuff again to try and get you back.
Because sometimes when they start doing the good things, it's like,
believe it.
You're trying to protect yourself and you start nearly making yourself forget the bad things.
100%.
Yeah, because you want to always see the good in your partner, especially, like.
Yeah, and it's easier in short term. It's always easier to stay, as in, like, for you, because you're like, oh, but I don't want to deal with the breakup, or like it's hard to leave him. But it's only in the very short term that feels easier. It's actually not, because it's actually in the long run it will do you so much better to leave.
The person that hurts you can't fix you either. Like, they can't. They can't. The person who's hurting you the most can't be the one to help you back up again. Like, that would be draining.
And I feel like as well, you probably don't look at him the same, even though you think you might. Like, there's going to be a tainted version of him in your head. If there's someone says stuff like that to you, like, how can you look at them like you did before all that?
That's your fella saying your body could be better, like.
Yeah. That is not
Sorry.
a man. That's not a good boyfriend.
No.
That's not.
Leave. I say leave.
It's not love.
No.
Yeah.
And when he tries to do all this lovely stuff to keep you, like Charlene said, write it down, remind yourself of all the shitty things he's doing.
Remember why you're leaving.
It's like he's nearly trying to break her down so she doesn't go anywhere else nearly.
Self-sabotage.
Yeah. He's trying to make her feel like that, so, oh yeah, she's not going to go anywhere. She's not going to get with anyone else because I'm going to make her feel so bad so I can keep her.
Yeah. He wants to keep this insecure person that he can shape and like
Mold.
And, and get into her head.
I don't like him.
I don't like him either at all. That is a nasty piece of work.
That's giving insecure man.
Yeah.
He has to bash down, like, mentally bash down his girlfriend to keep her there.
Your boyfriend's meant to love you and
up.
lift you up. That's a bare minimum. It's not even like, it's not even like the perfect man should do this. Like, every man should do that. And I think leave. Blame it on us, if anything.
Yeah.
Write in your notes.
Hold my drink, tell me to do it.
Write in your notes how he's made you feel, and maybe do it in a time where he's just said something and you're feeling upset. I know it's hard, but like, write that down and jot it down and make sure you remember exactly how you felt in that moment, and like, remind yourself that you don't want to feel like that again, not at the hands of someone else. Gee. We're already harsh enough on ourselves.
Yeah.
You don't need the person who's meant to love you to do the same.
No.
100% not.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, that's vile.
We're moving on to Phone a Friend now. This is another part of our dilemma segment every week where we put a dilemma up on our Instagram stories and we get your advice, listeners' advice. So we're going to read out what the dilemma is and what the listeners have got to say. So the dilemma is, hi birds, I'm in my early 20s and self-conscious about being in a bikini. I have Ibiza booked with my bestie and I'm debating whether or not I should actually go. My insecurities are taking over me. I'm a size 12 and I feel like every single other person I see pics of in Ibiza is a size 8 max. I find myself scanning the background of pictures to see if anyone looks normal and is still having fun, but everyone just looks like a supermodel. This is consuming my mind at the moment and really affecting my mental health. I've tried dieting extra hard as I already eat healthy enough, but I just have a really slow metabolism as I have an underactive thyroid. I finished college for the summer and I work full time. I don't live near my job and it takes me a minimum of 2 hours each day to travel to work and then same back, making it difficult to find time to go to the gym. Is it all in my head and will I not care when I'm over there, or should I save my mental health and drop it out of this holiday? There's literally just 2 of us going, so it could possibly ruin it on her also. And here is what some of you have been saying.
So someone said, go, exclamation mark. I'm 31 and wish I could go back and tell my 20-year-old self to enjoy more and worry less. Guaranteed no one will be looking. Everyone's too busy having a good time. You will look amazing, and if you feel really self-conscious, maybe try a sarong or a wrap. But I can promise you now, I wish I worried less about what I look like and made more memories of my 20s. Live life to the full, beautiful girly.
I love that.
Aww.
Wearing a bikini automatically makes your body a bikini body.
Aww.
Does. Once you put it on.
So true.
That's it.
I was actually at the beach in Ibiza and I was like, and you can just like, when your eyes close, you can hear everyone just having fun. It's like, no one is ever looking and picking apart other people's bodies. Like, people are just all living their lives.
We all do it to ourselves subconsciously. We all know we do it to ourselves. Put something on and be like, oh God, like, blah, don't really feel like that. But then when you're actually out and you're with all your friends, you're enjoying yourself, that thought literally just goes and just wanders out of your head. It's great.
And also, Ibiza definitely has people of all shapes and sizes.
Oh, 100%.
As well.
Yeah, I'm a 10 to 12. I rock around in a bikini in Ibiza.
Yeah.
Fine, girl.
Go to Ibiza. As said before in the podcast, in the nicest way possible. Nobody cares. Go and live in the moment. Don't worry about getting the perfect Insta pics. Go and have fun. Life is too short. On your deathbed, you won't be worried about how you looked in Ibiza. You'll be so glad that you went. Get some nice beach cover-ups and sarongs. Not all outfits have to be skimpy and revealing. Dress for what suits your body, what makes you feel comfortable in your skin, and you'll never be this young again.
So true.
Aww.
I always think when I'm 80 years old, will I be happy that I didn't go somewhere because of what size I am? I think when I am 80, I'd regret not just going places because of how I looked.
Very true.
Definitely.
Yeah. Hey girlies, I had the same problem when I was going over 2 years ago, and I'm so glad I went over, because even to this day I talk about how good of a holiday it was, and the memories are so worth it when you get over. You realise there are so many people there and everyone's only looking only thinking about how themselves look. No one's concentrating on you. No, not in a harsh way. That's so true. Everyone's actually worried about themselves too much.
So much.
To be judging. No one is perfect. No one is standing there being like, I look so good, everyone else looks shit. Like, no one ever thinks that, I guarantee. But everyone is self-aware of how they look. So don't let social media photos affect you going, because when you're there, it's a whole different vibe and you'll love it.
Ibiza is full of normal people. I'm just back and was shocked how many normal people were there. Size 12 girls and not Insta models. Everyone is dressed differently. It's not like what you see on Insta. It's just such a normal
I
place.
agree.
Yeah.
Because people say to me, like, they're like, how, like, I wouldn't go there. It's so, like, everyone's so
Instagram
glam and like, is everyone not standing around being like no.
It's such
everyone
a mix.
Getting social beach, shoes are off, hair is popped up into the thing. No one is posy or standing around anywhere. Yeah. It's actually the least posy place, I would say.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Really is. And like that, all you see on Instagram is
the posy parts.
Yeah. Because that's what people are posting.
That's what they want to share.
But then, exactly. Oh, this is a really big one. My advice would be outfit choice is the number one thing that can be used to help you feel confident and comfortable. Beach cover-ups can be so helpful in hiding certain areas where you might be more conscious. Dress for your shape, not just fit in with the Ibiza aesthetic. Remember, comparison is the thief of joy, so make an extra effort not to fixate on other people's bodies. Try shift the focus on creating lifetime memories with your friend instead. Not every photo has to go on social media, so try be in the moment and let go of the need to be photo ready for the whole holiday. My worry if you don't go is that your mental health might get worse because you miss out on the opportunity. Also, if you have such a long commute to and from work every day, it sounds like you need the holiday.
Yes.
So true.
So true.
I think you'll feel
worse if you don't go.
You'll feel worse thinking that, I should I went, like, is that it will actually build up in your head, like you'll feel worse for the next time then because you didn't go.
I think you'll feel worse in yourself, but you'll also feel worse for your friend as well. Like if it is only the two of you going, you pull out, she's not going to go on her own. So you'll feel guilt for your friend not being able to go then. Yeah. You'll feel bad about yourself that you made the decision to pass out on a holiday because you're conscious of how you look.
Yeah. No. 100%. When you look back and you're older, you'll wonder why you cared so much. Just because everyone looks like that in photos doesn't mean they do in real life. Nobody else can see the number on the tag of the clothes you wear, only you. Don't let a number define your summer. Go to Ibiza and have an absolute ball. These are making me so
These are so cute. Go and have a ball, girl.
The girl power. Yeah, you're going.
Deserved.
And you will send us a pic of Ocean Beach. Yeah. Send a little video of the party going on. Yeah. And we will just have a drink for us or 10.
Yeah.
We're going to pick one high, which is our peak, and one low, which is our bleak, for peak and bleak of the week this week. And the only way we usually do it is negative first and positive after.
Yes.
My only negative is that I feel a bit tired today.
Yeah? Your nail?
Oh, my nail.
I only noticed it now. Maybe she could say that about
That was pretty sad. I was opening a can of chewing gums and it was so hard to open, and then I just went bing. And I was like waiting because it bled, and I was like waiting to see if it was sore. I didn't say it, and I was like, oh, that's fine. Oh. That's fine. But I need to get them redone.
So I need mine done bad.
Oh, what's get next? I love the almond shape lately.
Yeah, almond girly. Yeah. Well, I went short and square.
Love.
Don't know.
I kind of went short again.
Sausage fingers.
So cute. And the leopard and all.
What's wrong with me?
Very cute.
Yes.
What's your peak? Sorry, bleak, I mean.
My bleak is that I was shaving my legs and I shaved my ankle and I took a chunk.
Yeah.
Like,
it looks like you got cheese grater.
Honestly.
It's like a
hunk if you know, you know, one of those things. Or like, do you ever shave your Achilles heel?
I never shaved down that far.
Oh, I have to. I just go the whole way.
Is it not the bottom of your back of your foot?
Like that part, like there.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Like maybe just a little bit higher than it, like, would you ever shave that? And it, like, the razor, like, jumps on your... No, it makes me sick. So I shaved my, like, ankle the other day and took a chunk out of my leg. It's really sore. And then when I put a plaster on it, I put the sticky part on the cut. So when I ripped it off, it's just a constant cycle
just
of
skin coming off.
Yeah,
basically, like
just ripping skin off my legs. So that's my bleak. It's really painful.
I need to get lasered on. I'd rather be just a smooth girl all the time.
Just like I want to be like a sea lion or a dolphin.
Yeah, I just find like I hate that you have to. I wish you could just get it once and be done.
Oh yeah. Once.
I'm really bad at going back to appointments.
Yeah.
I just end up being like, it's grand. Then I just go.
I'll get it.
And then I just don't go back.
Yeah.
My peak is that I'm jumping out of plane in 3 days.
Is it 3 days? Fuck off.
Yeah.
Is it?
I don't know if it's a peak or extreme bleak.
No, that's a peak. What's wrong with you?
For charity, so.
That's unbelievable. I'm so proud of you.
Cause.
Are you shitting it?
Yeah.
No, you'd be grand. The adrenaline will take over the scariness of it. It will.
Can't believe I wish I was behind the person who I'm with. Like, I literally jump out from first, basically.
Mm-hmm. Do you do like a tumble? No.
Hope not. Probably.
No, I don't think you do. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
So you're free falling for a few seconds and then they do the parachute.
Yeah.
Sure, you did the parachute thing when we were skiing.
Yeah, not at 10,000 or 13,000 feet.
How far were you for the skiing one?
300 meters.
Oh, okay.
Still, either way, the fella would have been dead. So.
Yeah.
Be fine. So if you hear me again on the podcast, I made it.
Yay. She's alive. My peak is that I got a new tattoo
Oh, yes.
on the back of my neck.
Gorgeous.
Me and my sister finally
Little
got
snips.
our matching tattoo.
Was that what you were all I was going to get?
We didn't know what we wanted.
Oh.
We got our ears pierced first.
Oh, yes.
In George's Arcade.
Is that the first time we got second lobe?
Yeah, oh
my
imagine
God.
28 years old and I got my second lobe done.
Love.
So we got our ears pierced, then we were walking by Dublin Ink and I was like, it's kind of a bit of a carnage day.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, let's go. Let's do it. She was like, okay. So we went in and she was like, what are we getting? And I was like, I saw this joke on TikTok. Come on, we get it. So I just showed her and she was like, yeah, lovely, we'll get it.
Oh, and you both got the same place as well.
Yeah, top of our backs kind of.
Very cute.
Yeah.
Big sis and little sis.
Big sis, little sis.
Forever ingrained.
Yes. Got new
Love it.
tattoos. New
Sore or no?
The middle of it kind of was like on the bone. Like on my
It's your
spine.
Yeah, any bones. Is
Yeah.
sore.
So,
Tatted girl.
oh my God, I'm such a rager now. I'm actually such a rocker. What's going on with me?
You get the sleeve now.
Can't stop getting random tattoos. Uh-oh.
Did you tell her about the last one? No.
Oh, no.
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 Now you have about
Not yet.
10. You have about 10.
Yeah, tell you know what.
Thank you so much for listening, guys.
That's us.
And a huge thank you again for Natasha for coming on.
Biggest thank you.
Yeah, she's so good for coming into us. You can go back to listen to our bonus episode from Monday, Home or Drink Extra Juice. So make sure to listen back to that one now before a new bonus episode next Monday. And don't forget, you can watch us on YouTube now as well. Hello to the cameras. Full video released every Thursday at 12. Make sure to like, rate and subscribe to the podcast. And we love you.
That's us.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Subscribe to this podcast for free on the GoLoud app.